So, Eric, have you heard about Bill 500 that the Kentucky legislations was trying to pass?
I only heard a little bit about it.
Okay, Bill 500 would eliminate workers' rights to breaks and lunches, and as well, it would affect overtime, or if you were a traveler, like you had to travel between job sites, they wouldn't have to pay you for that. And Republican Representative Phil Patt introduced the bill. He guised it because I don't believe this at all. He said that it was to protect small businesses because the federal guidelines and the state guidelines are different. So by a small business not following one or the other, they would be in trouble. This is going to simplify it. What the bill essentially did was, if you ate on the floor, they wouldn't have to give you a lunch break. They could actually dock your pay for that. Also, like I stated in the beginning, if you were traveling between work sites, you were going to not be paid for that. Also, 15-minute breaks gone, 10-minute breaks gone. And from what I've read, it said even if you were, like, say, a diabetic and you required to have a snack or anything like that, that wasn't covered. The bill was so vague. It didn't say, like, if you have a company of, let's say, 5 people, this would be implemented. It was so broad that it would affect big corporations like Ford, where I work, where you work, Walmart. And to think that big corporations wouldn't exploit this is complete and utter bullshit. But it gets interesting because they made an amendment to this bill, and they did an interview with Phil Patt. He said, "I guess I was surprised by the outcry because actually my intent was to simplify Kentucky labor laws to make it so small businesses could keep from getting themselves in trouble." Pratt said the original intent of the bill had been to simplify the whole darn system of Kentucky wage and hour law and federal wage and hour law. He was concerned that small business owners face confusion over the differences between state and federal laws. Federal laws does not require employees to offer lunch or rest breaks, but Kentucky law requires rest breaks of 10 minutes for every 4 hours worked and a meal break for a reasonable period in the middle of the shift. Pratt said that the new version of the bill actually strengthens workers' rights because it requires employees to relieve workers from any work duties while taking a meal break and to pay workers if they end up having to eat while working. The floor amendment reveals all the anxiety over the removal of lunch breaks and the rest of the breaks that was not our intent, Pratt said. He said he received emails, phone calls from concerned citizens. Pratt said he is not certain when the bill could come up for a floor vote. Hopefully fucking never, because this was idiotic. Since 1941, the right for us to have breaks and lunches and to be paid the way we are have been stated. Why are you trying to change anything? This sounds like you were bored, you had nothing to better do, or you had some corporate entity in your ear and they drew up this bill and now you're representing this bill and now you're trying to say, oh, I'm championing the small business owners when you're fucking over everybody else.
I mean, overall, he's just fucking over us, the small workers. No matter what. I mean, he labels it as small business owners, so people will, act dumb and just go like, oh, that ain't gonna affect me. But no, it's gonna slowly affect you no matter what. Big corporations are gonna take over any little law they can to make sure you work harder. So overall, we deserve like the 15-minute breaks. We deserve the 30-minute lunch, no matter what. And also, getting paid in between job sites. If you have to go to job site, you should have to get paid for that. Mainly because you're
not doing it for leisure. You're doing it because you are working. You're doing it for someone else. You're not doing it of your own free will. Now, if this was something that you were personally doing, I get it. But this isn't the case. When we travel to work, we have to be at that location. Also, they were trying to get it to where the start of your day, like when you punch in, that they wouldn't have to pay you if you were putting on your steel-toe shoes or you were putting on your safety gear.